episode 38, and welcome back to Incensed, a Pokémon GO podcast. My name's Coops, and I'm lucky to be with the man who would raid Rattata if he could. It's Pogo Milo UK. The man who didn't actually win the pub quiz last week is Ian Waterfall. And finally, the landlord himself. It's Masterful27. Boys, how is everyone?
You know what? When I actually figured out that I didn't win this pub quiz last week, I had to tell you
took
guys.
it to heart.
I felt so. I like. Oh my! Like I didn't win, and I didn't think I won at the time. But I wasn't going to argue on the podcast. But yeah, I held my hands up. Didn't win it. But Coops, Milo wouldn't raid a Rattata because he's just actually declined a raid.
I know. I was as shocked as you are, bro. Trust me.
I'm not that mad.
And Marky boy, did you like your little landlord, the master of the pub quiz?
I loved how Ian went all high and mighty then, and he said, I realised I hadn't won it, but I told you after you'd caught me out on it, not at that heat of the moment.
It was only during the edit that I actually realised.
Mate, do you know what's funny? I listened and I didn't even realise, so if you didn't say that, I would have just assumed that you'd won the whole time.
I didn't win it.
I edited for 8 hours and didn't notice either.
See, yeah, I don't feel as bad for not noticing now.
I feel bad now, because it would have been an epic, a three-way tie. There's me going.
It would have been a three-way tie.
Oh, dear.
Anyway, Coops, how are you, mate?
I'm all right, buddy. I'm all right. I'm a tiny little bit hungover, but I feel like I always am these days, but I am all right.
Well done for making it to the show tonight, mate.
Thank you, mate. It's a school night. It's a school night.
My Wi-Fi broke. Oh, no.
What did you just say? I didn't hear. I think the Wi-Fi cracked up. What did you say?
Oh, that's ironic. My Wi-Fi broke. Oh, no.
Oh, is that what you actually said?
I said that
Oh, no, my Wi-Fi broke. Oh, no.
It's when you cut out last week
It
on the
wasn't
show.
in the final edit of the podcast last week, but it was Milo taking the piss out of you when your
Just
Wi-Fi
before you
died on the
rejoined.
recording.
Oh, what was I like? Oh, for my fucking what? Yeah,
It's
no,
like
of course.
because a couple of times you tried to join and then immediately got booted again, and we're like, oh, fantastic. Like, what's going on?
Listen, what did I say? I'm sat in a different room. I've got a different background today, so fingers crossed the Wi-Fi does hold up. Also, that impression of me, can you do that again?
What, live or recording?
No, live. Let's do it, because I don't.
It wasn't even impersonation. It was just a stupid voice.
Oh, I was thinking this guy was
I'm
like,
not that tone
my
deaf.
Wi-Fi's died. I was thinking I definitely don't sound like that.
Why are your panties in such a twist? Why are your panties in such a twist?
Oh, Ian, is that a double tap right there?
It sounded
Maybe.
like
A double
It
tap?
sounded... Milo.
Have you fisted the soundboard, Ian?
You know what? I didn't actually prime the echo soundbite.
No, I didn't quite. But your voice, do your voice again, Milo. Do what you did. Do the Coops impression.
What was it? Hello? My Wi-Fi broke.
It was-
Oh, no.
Because you know what it reminded me of? It reminded me of South Park, of Mr. Slave in South Park.
Yes.
I went, oh no, Ian knows the character.
Mr. Hankey.
No, Mr. Slave. The guy goes,
Oh, I thought you meant Mr. Hankey. Howdy ho.
my Wi-Fi's broken.
My Wi-Fi's broken.
Do you know what? I might do the next part in that voice that Milo thinks I sound like. It always feels so weird saying this. No, but I'll tell you what though, it does always feel so weird saying this because I've only literally done it twice. But get onto Pokemon GO and put on that incense. At Incensed Podcast is the place you want to be. If you do get a shiny whilst listening to this week's episode, make sure you tag us on Twitter and hashtag Shinies of the Week.
Pop an incense inside me.
Do you know what?
Clarify the spelling.
Do you know what I love? We're all waiting for clarifying the spelling, and you've played every.
Twice. It's double tapping, Ian. Have you primed anything?
What was
You
that,
send your
Milo?
computer over to me.
It's like my sort of Gordon Ramsay coming out there. Do better, Ian. Waterfall.
Sorry, Whitfield.
What are you? A waterfall sandwich?
Waterfall, what are you? Idiot sandwich.
Oh my god, that's my favourite Gordon Ramsay kid. But yeah, hashtag Shinies of the Week, so you can be a part of our show, and obviously on our favourite segment. Now, boys, surprise me, especially Mark. Please surprise me. What's everyone drinking?
I've got 2 concoctions. I've got a lemon, a ginger, and a honey tea because I'm still on the tail end of that cold from last week. But I've also got a nice rhubarb gin and tonic, just to go alongside it.
I thought you were off the alcohol, and I've actually now got a rhubarb gin.
I wasn't off the alcohol last week, so why this week?
Definitely not.
Definitely not.
You railroaded that show last week.
Yeah.
I've got the water. Done.
Sorry, is it a one? Is it so you're telling me it's a one and done today?
One and done.
Really?
Shock horror.
Shock.
H2O for the waterfall.
Yeah, me too. Cheers, boys. I'm letting the squad down, but yeah, need to.
You need
keep
a
hydrated.
fucking water after
You
last
need a
night.
water if you're hungover.
Yeah.
I need my gotcha. I don't know where it's gone.
You need a life.
Oh, you the little
Wow.
donut with the sprinkles there, honey bun.
Coops, read the mug.
Okay, that was a new one. What am I reading?
was-
Duck off.
I'm actually going to get my
That is
gotcha.
annoying. Okay. Oh, God, Jesus, really?
Got to catch them all, mate. Got to catch them all.
Got to catch them all. Well,
Got to auto catch them all.
yeah, gotta catch them all, but yeah, not catch them all. But anyway, we're now going to move on to, aren't we, lads? As always, in tradition, the getting to know you.
Fucking just tell me about you, mate. Just what's going on?
Milo's favourite intro. Coops.
I love that. I love that one.
Whenever a guest plays back, a little part of me thinks, wait, are they in here with us? And then I'm like, is that bloody sound? But right, boys, as I've never mentioned, I think over the last 2 or 3 episodes, I've been clearing out the loft. I don't think I've mentioned it yet.
No,
why
you've
are
not
you
mentioned
doing
that
that?
at all.
No, I've never. I don't think I've mentioned it. So I've got rid of all the Warhammer, all the Pokemon cards, the Yu-Gi-Oh cards, the Lego, the Kinect, sorted everything out. And then I thought, oh, let me ask this question to the lads, because I thought of it while I've been sort of fanning about it this week. So boys, your question today is, and anyone can jump in first, do you collect anything?
Coops, have you been kicked out of your house and you don't realise it yet?
You've been evicted.
Could you imagine? I pay rent and I'm still being evicted.
Why is it only my stuff that's leaving the attic?
His mum and dad are like, let's just fill a few boxes, shall we?
Let's have a tidy up, a clear up,
Yeah.
declutter all of your
Clear
belongings.
Anyway, so do you guys collect anything? I know Milo's going to say, what are those little teddies, the TY babies? Is that Milo? Do you collect those?
Beanie Babies. You collect
I don't
Beanie
know,
Babies, Milo.
I actually don't know what you're referring to right now.
Not scary that I
Don't
do.
know. What, Beanie Babies? Really?
Milo, you're a beanie baby.
Beanie Babies are little teddy bears, stuffed teddy bears with beanbags.
Yeah.
I
inside them.
never ever had those as a kid ever.
No, but now as an adult, Milo. That's what
As an
we're-
adult, oh yeah, because that's my jam. That's so my jam. No, I collect. This is what I was collecting since I was a kid. So I collect 1/18th scale model cars.
Oh.
I actually do that. Very, very sort of loose collection. It's not like I have to buy loads of them and stuff. I have a little collection. You know, I like my cars. I'm a petrol head. I've got some cool ones actually. I've got the Austin Powers E-Type Shaguar from the movie, which is quite cool.
Let me borrow it.
I would like to see you squeeze into this, Coops. I mean, with your micro penis, it would fit, but it's there.
Little Coops would fit in there.
You can just imagine Coops can't going,
yeah.
oh no, I lost my mojo.
My mojo.
How many you got then, mate? How many little cars you
probably
got?
have
100? do you think?
No, nothing like that. I probably got
No.
50 or 60.
Oh, I love that. Oh no, nothing like that. No.
But I have been collecting them technically since I was 3. So quite an some of them are damaged. I will say that they're missing a few doors and wheels, but you know, when you're a child, you got to
Did
play
you put
around.
firecrackers aside and try and blow them up?
Was that last weekend after we recorded, Milo? Were you playing with them?
Yeah,
No, it's been where he's trying to shove his little wee-wee in the fucking window at the side of the door when he was a kid.
that's something you're familiar with.
That's
Coops,
inside
is
the
it?
Lambo, isn't it?
Yeah, that's why I collect Hummers.
143rd
What type of
scale
Hummer are you
Hummers.
talking about, Coops?
Hot Wheels.
I used to love Hot Wheels. Go on then, Ian. Do you collect anything, bro?
Yeah, I collect ex-girlfriends.
That's just
No,
too fragile.
in all seriousness, when I was younger, I used to collect DVDs, VHS originally, then DVDs, then Blu-ray. And then I kind of caught up to the 21st century, so now I just download everything. The only thing I would come close to collecting is James Bond memorabilia, so I've got loads of sort of signed photos, genuine signed photos, not obviously the fake ones you can buy off eBay. I've got sort of the model Aston Martins, and a few other bits and bobs from the James Bond history, which spans back to sort of 1962 on film. So that's probably the closest thing I would say that I get to collecting anything.
That's cool. So you got some Bond cars then.
I've even got the ring from Spectre.
You got your ring?
Nice.
For what? You got your ring?
He got his ring.
Yeah, I've got my ring, yes.
He got his ring inspected.
Not since the other week.
What about you then, Mark?
It's used to, I think, is the sort of word. When I was young, I used to collect stamps and coins all the time. Got really good collections. Still got the stamp and coin collections. Got some quite valuable ones as well. So that's pretty something I enjoyed doing. I think in more my adult life, I've probably inadvertently collected a lot of Leeds United football shirts.
yeah.
They've all got their hangers and they've all got their pride of place.
Yeah.
What about you, mate?
To be honest, it's been like amazing, like how much. I'm going to say the word shit just because it kind of is, like how much shit as a child you collect. You just collect so much stuff and you don't realise sort of how much you collect. But yeah, in my adult life, I'm a bit like Ian, apart from Bundalengas, I don't really sort of collect, anything, mate. And I kind of wish that I did have a hobby like that because it's been really nice to, filter through all of my old, Yu-Gi-Oh cards and Digimon cards. God, who remembers Digimon? Jesus,
Christ, yeah.
And Lego and stuff like that. But that was all when I was a little bubber. I don't, in my adult life, I don't collect anything apart from memories, boys. I'm out here collecting memories,
Oh, you mush.
What a cringe, hey, I know. You melt. Yeah, exactly. I was going to say the same thing, Milo, to be honest. But anyway, boys, listen, that was interesting. Definitely got to know you a little bit and got to realise that you all need a bit of a life. But I know that last week, I just wanted to touch on this really quickly for 5 minutes. Shink's Community Day for November is official, and of course, like all of our episodes that we record, they announced it literally 10 minutes after we came off the phone call. So Shink's Community Day is official, and they did release the whole article, which is pretty cool. I know we all sort of said our feelings last week and that, but I do just want to touch on, I think Milo... Mega Mr. Milo, I think he was correct in saying that we are actually getting a new move that's officially going to be in Pokemon Go, and that is...
Psychic Fangs.
Whee!
It's a new charge move. Yes. I can trust my sources.
Yeah, true. This move, Psychic Fangs, it actually lowers the opposing Pokemon's defense. Get ready, boys. In, drumroll please, GBL. Woo! Who's excited? Can I get some noise in the recording studio? No.
Got baguettes, lads.
I think when it comes to raids, boys, if I'm correct, it's not going to make Luxray decent at all, is it? Which is unfortunate.
At gyms and raids, it says it's going to be 30 power, and it will probably be like a 3-bar charge move, so it's going to be like one of the worst moves for raids and gyms you can imagine.
It's a new move, but they might as well have not added it in, right?
Well, I mean, if they fucking fixed GBL and made it worth playing, then I'd be excited for it.
But do you know the best way to fix GBL, Milo?
I know, I want you to say it.
They push CTRL Alt Delete.
I love the fact you lot aren't acting you're not going to be at the championships next year, 2022.
Mate, they need the rank entry to be like 2 for me to join.
Unless it's Master League, because you're killing it at that, aren't you, Miley?
Back in my day.
I don't know if you lot saw on the article, but they've actually added in a new bonus, and you lot can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this is the first time I've ever seen this, and it says, new bonus, it says 4 times chance of earning XL candy when transferring Pokemon.
Which is mad.
But I thought that was, I thought that was good.
It's actually insane. It's actually insane. That's a sick bonus.
It is.
Anybody, if you're raiding Darkrai, if you've got Pokemon that you're collecting like Litwick, it's worth trading them and then saving all of those mons for the com day, and you can just mass transfer at the beginning of the com day. 3 times transfer candy, which is more than we get for the Halloween event, actually. So that's normal candy. And then 4 times, like you said, Coops, the chance of earning an XL candy when transferring the Pokemon. So that needs to be regular.
Yeah.
When I saw it, I was genuinely impressed. I actually had to read it twice. I thought, I saw it. Actually, I think Niantic say Candy XL, don't they? Whereas everyone says XL. Yeah.
That's its official title, yes.
Yes, yeah.
Candy XL.
We're all here like XL Candy. John's in the lab going, next Candy XL.
I think they should do that every month now.
They may do. I mean, it's the first month month. It's sort of got to start somewhere. It may come back as a regular
because
bonus.
we get double transfer candy occasionally for spotlight hours, but it's always normal candy. But it's like there's never any bonuses or any boost in the game for getting XLs at all. It's always random.
But they don't want to make it easy for us to get XLs, though, do they? Realistically,
put enough money in, it's fine. That's it. Or do the 100-kilometer trade distance, and you can get one guaranteed. But other than that, XL is tricky. So this is sick. It means you stock up on your Pokemon for a month, and then Com Day, bin them.
This is how I know that you're a bang at, because I didn't think of it like that. It's not just Shinx, it's every Pokemon.
Yeah.
Like, every Pokemon that you've got, you transfer. Yeah, even legendaries, right? Even Darkrai.
Seriously, save your Darkrai's, people. All the Darkrai's, if you raid them, even if you're doing one a day on your free pass, save the fucker, and then transfer on Shinx Com Day.
Yeah, definitely.
yeah.
So, speaking of Com Days, before we move on, right, you lot know we're going into 2022, right? And I just want to ask this question because Ian actually inspired me, Mr. Wasserfall. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to ask this question to the boys and sort of give my own take on it because, thank you to Ian. Speaking of community days, we're not going to speak about them for a while now because obviously, it's, the next new one is going to be January, right? So we've got a while. The community day chat's going to be a bit dead from us now. But are 6-hour community days now moving forward into 2022 and COVID is hopefully, fingers crossed, not in the picture anymore? Are 6-hour community days too long? Simple as that. That's the question.
No.
Yes.
And
I'll tell you for why.
Yeah.
6 hours were brought in. Well, they were brought in for COVID-19 and all that sort of improvement of gameplay. And that's when we had restrictions on what you could move around and what you could do. And it was designed to give people a chance to just dip in, do a little bit over a longer period of time. And I get that. But now you can do anything that you could do before. Certainly in this country, and Niantic have got the ability to change it from country to country, as they've tried to do with the post-pandemic bonus removal, which obviously backfired. But community days, my honest take on it, they're too long, they're too drawn out. It's not about 70, 80 fucking shinies on a community day. It's just pointless. And this is my opinion. And as we're going into winter now, if they're going to do anything, they need to start them earlier.
Oh, because of the light time.
Yes, because it's about being safe and that, having community days now, potentially people will go out of that. It's going to, we were talking about the one in November, it's going to be dark at 4. Actually, let's get the Northern and Southern Hemisphere hours slightly different, maybe for community days. If you want to keep the 6 hours, start them at 9 in the morning, finish them at 3. If you want to do it, just change it. But I'm done with 6-hour com days, if I'm honest with you. They've designed them like that so people can still dip in and dip out of them, but there's a lot of people who've got unhealthy obsessions that want to play it for the full 6 hours, including myself. And it's just...
So you're looking out for us, eh? You're looking out for us.
I'm going to take your point and run with it, Mark. Yes, I mean, there were extended to 6 hours because of the pandemic. The idea is people don't need to play the entire day and they'll dip in and dip out. But there are those of us, and certainly 3 of the 4 of us here, I would say, have got that FOMO that we're just going to fucking grind that event from start to finish. Then go out for food, and then do all other bits, edit videos, and go to bed about midnight.
Yeah.
I genuinely think I enjoyed community days more when they were 3 hours. Yes, people that worked and they didn't have the flexibility of jumping in out, but I genuinely enjoyed them when they were a 3-hour window because they didn't take up the whole day.
Yeah.
And going back to what I said, yes, you don't need to play the whole day. But we, certainly as content creators and a lot of the game players, will play it for 6 hours because they can and it's there.
Ian, can I just say before I pass over to Milo, you say 6 hours, but technically it goes on for another 2 hours to sort out your IVs and to
Sort out
evolve
your
to get the
IVs,
special
get your
moves.
evolution, special moves, yeah.
Technically it's all day. Milo, obviously, listen, mate, you're at the other end of the spectrum without sounding like a knob. Is yours just a straight up, no, they're not long enough, I just love them, and if I could have them longer I would because I love them. Like, what's your...
I'll go with that, and I'll sort of try and counter some of the points that you guys have said. Is that you're saying that yes, okay, it is a personal choice if you want to grind the 6 hours. That's the fundamental thing. Is if you don't want to grind for the 6 hours, if you have whatever reason to, people can go off and do other things. That's entirely a personal choice. I quite like that factor. If you're really hungover, you can have the first hour off,
stay in bed,
and stay in bed, etc. Also, running with the point about it going to dark, that the last hour and a half of Shinx community is going to be in the night time for us, basically. It was exactly the same in Australia in the summer.
Yeah, I agree. In the Southern Hemisphere.
Always a time zone is going to lose out. They did way back in the day, actually, I think 2019, they used to have different times of 3-hour windows for different areas for community days.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah, I
Yeah,
remember
they
that.
start at 10, sometimes they start at 11.
We had
Yeah,
like 11 till 2 or like 10 to 1 at some point.
Yeah.
And then Australia had it at some different point, like
I don't
2
think
to
their
5.
servers could handle it, could they?
No,
I don't think the
no.
servers.
that is realistically a problem.
This is the other thing. Is I was actually just going to say the fundamental factor is it's called Community Day. It runs for the duration of the day. We've already seen them trying to mess around with various pandemic bonuses, like you said, on a individual country scale. It doesn't work. Niantic, even if they wished they could do that, they wouldn't have the common sense or the capacity to do that. Having it just for the full 6 hours, leaving it open to the player, I think is a really good choice. If you want to maximise on 6 hours, you can do. You can enjoy it as much as you want. But equally, I know there are players in my community who will do 2-3 hours and then disappear off home or whatever. I think Community Day is actually quite an easy one to make the choice personally, because there's no monetary value like, raiding and stuff. We've talked about having an addiction and stuff to the game in the past. I think raiding is probably more of a problem with that, whereas going outside for 6 hours and getting fresh air and potentially chatting to people and doing exercise, I don't really see a negative with that.
Yeah, it's really weird because for the first time ever, I'm actually like straight bang in the middle, because I do enjoy community days. I really, really do, and I know Marky Boy said before it's kind of one of the only events in the game that he really looks forward to and actually enjoys. Especially I know you guys had a great Duskull one, but I kind of agree with Ian and Mark. I do think that 6 hours is too long, but I also completely agree with Milo to say, yeah, but it's there. If you want to do 10 minutes or you want to do 6 hours and the IV checking and the evolving, it's there for you to do if you want to. But for me personally, I always get to about 4 o'clock for com days and I think, I'm a bit over it now. I want it to end. I do love com days, but in my opinion, I think if they could just knock off 1 hour, not make it 3 hours, but just knock off an hour, because as I said, at 4 o'clock, and we've all been out before, haven't we? And we all look at each other around 4 and go, who wants a beer? You know what I mean? We're always,
I don't know what you're talking
about. True. Knocking off that hour will be quite sexy, I think. Just when it gets a bit boring to go, oh shit, it's over. That was a good day.
Yeah, I totally agree, because some of my best community days have been the 3 hour ones. They will go back to 3 hours. I mean, that will happen at some point. Maybe not next year, but it will at some point. Unless, like Milo says, they do a complete thing, like you said, and actually try and say they want to make more of an event out of them, and then they might make them longer. But the thing I loved about the 3 hour community days was play Larvitar Community Day. I was 2 hours in with not one shiny, and there's actually a chance I wasn't going to get a shiny on a community day. And
you start sweating, don't you? Yeah,
do.
you literally start sweating, yeah.
You start sweating. And I loved that, because I played it back and I thought, that was a brilliant day. I was like 2 hours in, I was like, I haven't got a fucking shiny Larvitar. Fucking hell, I'm losing my shit in this park. Where the fuck are they? And now you're getting them first click, then another one. Okay, then it gets crazy numbers.
And that's another thing. You're right, Mark. You get a lot more than you used to, and a lot quicker.
Well, they've increased the spawns.
Well, yeah.
If you think the spawns have been, I would say, doubled in capacities from 2019's.
That makes sense. I think that's right.
Just because with all of the pandemic stuff, they boosted the spawns once, and now they've boosted Incensed, they've boosted it again. That's the thing. Actually, where we are in the UK, we've got the luxury of going out and about and playing it as we were, but a lot of places didn't have that, and people have to play from home in their own house, etc. They won't ever be able to find a happy medium between those two. So it's a case of they've got to make it like as good as it was for a 3 hour window in 2019 to play from home. But that means if you go out and about for grind for 6 hours and catch over 2,000, like some people do, including myself, you're going to end up with 80 shinies. It happens.
Yeah,
That's
it's natural, isn't it? It comes.
natural.
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, I do look forward to seeing community days next year. I'm sure they'll release it maybe at the end of December, maybe towards the middle of December to see what we've got in Jan. Let's not put any bets on what it is yet, but fuck me, it could be anything. It really
is on the fucking table.
So yeah, obviously we've got the weekend in December, but that's actually, thinking about that, that's actually mad, isn't it? Like we'll be talking about 2022's. Mad.
Yeah,
mad.
that's crazy.
Mad.
That's crazy,
Yeah,
actually.
yeah.
That is crazy. Talking about crazy, can you believe I'm fucking saying this? Listeners, we've got another game. So over to Ian for our new game. And this one is called Play Your Dex Right, or if you're from New Zealand, Play Your Dicks Right. Play Your Dicks Right.
Okay, guys, so we have a new game. I'm not sure exactly how this is going to work, but we will go. Milo is wearing his Eevee Ears hat in preparation for this. So I think we should have a hat week, where we're all wearing hats. What do you think about that in the future?
Yeah, I
I think
agree.
we should definitely have
agree.
a hat week. So play your
And
Dex.
then a naked one where we've all... Oh, no,
Well, we talked about that last week. We're going to do a naked one.
Get naked.
Sheiks Community Day. Sheiks Community Day.
No, we need a summer com day for that. Otherwise, there's going to be nothing to see.
Yeah.
So-
I've got to say, a micro penis in the winter is not a good look.
I'm a grower, not a shower. I've heard it all from you, Coops, before.
I'm a Luxray, not a Shinx, I promise.
That's what you said to them girls in Liverpool, wasn't it, mate?
Well, don't insult my cat.
Cold. It's cold. Don't judge me.
Was that Caterpie or Catty or whatever?
That's what she said. She said, "Show me your Caterpie, Coops." She goes, "That's not a Caterpie. It's a fucking Weedle." Okay, anyway, back to the game. So play your decks right. This is it's a spin on the old play your cards right game. So I am going to give you a Pokemon. You are then going to tell me if the next Pokemon I give you is higher or lower than the preceding one. We're going to keep going in order. Milo, Coops, Mark, until one of you gets it wrong, and it's an elimination game. Are we ready?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
so we're going to start. Our first Pokemon is Charizard. Is Pidgeotto higher or lower than Charizard?
Higher.
Coops, is Kakuna higher or lower than Pidgeotto?
Oh, no. I think it's slightly higher.
Wrong, it's lower.
Oh, no!
You're out.
Wait a sec. Am I,
You're
am I
out.
really
You're
out?
eliminated. Yeah.
Am I... What? That was it? I'm
Yeah,
out.
you're out,
Yeah.
Coops.
Fucking hell, I hate this game
Right
so
answer.
Quick fire.
Not another fucking game.
Okay, so Mark, Kakuna, is Nidoqueen higher or lower than Kakuna?
Higher.
Correct. Milo, is Sandshrew higher or lower than Nidoqueen?
Higher.
Wrong, lower.
No.
So
No,
Mark
wait.
is the last man standing.
Yeah, that's what's standing.
So what I think should happen now is Mark, if he gets the next one wrong, then we all start again because he has to. Because that's unfair. Because Milo's been asked 2 and Mark's only been asked 1, hasn't he?
So if I get this right, I've won then. So if I get this right, I've
Yes,
won.
yes,
Okay, cool.
yes,
Simple.
yeah.
Right, you have won. Okay, is Ekans higher or lower than Sandshrew?
I think it's slightly lower.
Lower, it is lower, Mark.
fucking
Well done,
easy.
you are the winner of the first episode of Play Your Decks Right.
Is Bulbasaur lower than Mewtwo?
And that was a Gen 1 edition because it's our first week, but this game could be over any generation or all generations, and we'll probably be bringing this back at some point. Not every week, or else you're going to get bored of it. You will see this game again at some point.
Ian, I've got to say, mate, for a bloke that doesn't love game, I like that was good, mate. Well done. That's a great game. I like that.
There we go.
GG's.
But listen, brother, let's get into some news. Let's talk about November, because October is nearly over, and I think actually when this is released, it will be over. Ian, you might as well carry on talking, bro, and talk to us about an event that will literally be happening when this episode is released on Sunday afternoon. I'm not going to say it and butcher it, but over to you, mate. Then we'll move over to Milo for the rest of November.
Is the news.
Okay, so here is the first part of the news, and yes, Coops, you are right. On the 1st and 2nd of November, we have the Dia De Los Muertos event, which is the Day of the Dead event.
Okay. The Dia
It's not like I've practiced that a lot. So with this event, it's kind of an extension to the Halloween event, but there are a few extra bonuses. So the event does run 1st and 2nd of November. It starts at 10 a.m. on Monday the 1st, right through to 8 p.m. on Tuesday the 2nd. So event bonuses, we're going to get lure modules and incense that last for 90 minutes. That in itself is pretty good. Double catch Stardust, and if you are playing in Latin America or the Caribbean, you're going to get an extra bonus transfer candy for every Pokemon that you transfer, and Pokemon will be appearing more often in the wild through your incense and through lure modules if you're playing in that area. Yes, there will be the usual collection challenge, and it'll be interesting to see what that is, and the collection challenge will reward you, Coops, are you ready for this, with an encounter with Shedinja, an incense, cheap plug, and Coops, your favourite item.
Is it a puffin?
Yeah, it is a puffin.
Gotta love a poffin.
Might have to play that one, mate.
Okay, so if you're going to be playing it, Coops, here's what you can expect to find in the wild, and just be sat down when I tell you this. Cubone, Sunkern, Murkrow, Houndour, Sableye, and Roselia. They can all be shiny, but you will also get the chance, if you are lucky, to find Sunflora, Drifloon, and Yamask. So
Look at Milo's face.
everything can be shiny with the exception of Sunflora. I mean, the Yamask is what I'm going to be going after. We were talking about this before the recording. I still need the second one. Listeners, Milo is literally looking like he is ready to find a bottle of Jack Daniels and neck it. He is
Come
not
on, mate.
impressed.
I will find
What's
one.
wrong with the event?
No, sorry. I hadn't actually realised there was double catch starter, so that's actually like, okay, I can live with that. I'll live
It's
with
something.
that. It's when they go and say, if you're lucky, you might find this non-shiny shit Pokemon.
Exactly.
Like, Sunflora. What the fuck?
Is it higher or lower? No, I'm joking.
That's mad.
But it doesn't end there, Coops. Incensed Lure modules will also attract Cubone, Sunkern, Sunflora, Murkrow, Houndour, Sableye, and Drifloon. And if you are lucky, a Alola Marowak, which actually isn't too bad because that can be shiny, and Yamask. But Milo still isn't impressed. You can see he still isn't impressed.
It's just not.
It's hard to take you seriously with your disdain when you've got that Eevee hat on,
This
Milo.
might be why I put it on, but I'm going to say fundamentally, do we not think there's like the Halloween event ends on October the 31st, basically, doesn't it? It's done.
That's Halloween, yes.
And then
yeah.
they've gone, oh shit, we need an event for this thing. Let's get 60% of the Halloween event spawns and then chuck in 2 or 3 grass types. There we go, that's
They
that
could
done.
have been a bit more creative. I've got to admit, they could have been a bit more creative with the spawns.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's some Pokemon out there, that could actually be a bit more representative of what the festival actually is.
Yes.
I know
have to
it's
agree.
it's basically a Day of the Dead, isn't it? That's what it.
Yeah, but it's a celebration. It's not negative. There's no sort of negative connotation. They're actually celebrating the lives of
it's
these
a festival, exactly.
Yeah.
But they've literally just gone, we'll just chuck in, the ghost types. That's what all the ghost types you've already had for 2.5 weeks. Here you go, have
We'll
them
throw
again.
them in for another bonus 2 days.
However, you can have them on lures for 90 minutes now. I thought it's like, come on, be a bit more creative with it, But double catch dust, I can't argue with, to be fair.
Can I just be a bit positive for like 2 seconds?
go on,
And
Coops,
I
go
think it's in a
Once in 38 weeks isn't bad, is it?
I feel like tonight we've been firing so many shots at each other. I love it. But no, I know we always joke and we banter about PvP and Great League and
Yes,
and
get in,
Battle
get
League,
in there, get in there.
Have you just won a PvP match?
Oh, it's got the costume. Shiny Piplup.
Ashley got a freaking shiny.
Well done,
Well
Mark.
done, mate.
Wow, congrats
When
on that,
I clicked
actually.
on it, it looked shiny. I went, that's definitely the shiny one. But it did, it sparkled. I was like, fucking have it.
Poggers, mate.
Well done,
Well
Barrow.
done,
Poggers,
Mark.
well done.
Don't forget to evolve it.
Oh,
Anyway,
wait.
Coops, it's almost like the world does not want to hear your positivity. Come on, man, talk to us.
No, it's because they don't want to hear me talk about GBL. That's what it is. It's not the positivity. No, but I will just say, now, I think if I'm correct, I've not really been playing the Halloween event, but Milo, correct me if I'm wrong. Actually, all boys, correct me if I'm wrong. Sableye is spawning, but not very common, right?
No, it's not spawning.
No,
Not spawning at all.
Sableye on this poster is right at the front, and he's doing a little dance thingy at the front. So Sableye for Great League is incredible. It's seriously incredible. But you obviously do need XL candy. So what I will just say, for 24 hours with double Stardust, especially if you are into PvP, getting that Sableye XL candy is huge. And hopefully in the wild, you'll find a 0 sort of 15 one. But looking at that event, I do agree. It's a bit, as you lot would say, lackluster. But I will just say Sableye is genuinely a strong holding point to why you should grind for 24 hours.
And it's boosted Stardust for Sableye
Yes,
as
it
well,
is.
so you get
Yes, I was gonna-
750
See?
per catch. So
I was going to make that point as well, yeah.
Yeah.
God, look at all this positivity oozing out of us.
But we're not done there, Coops, because there will be event
God.
field researchers. So with these field researchers, you will be able to encounter Cubone, Sunkern, Roselia, and if you're lucky, Alola Marowak. But it doesn't end there. It's like an infomercial, this is. There will also be a free event box and avatar item in the shop. So the free event box will give you, hold on to your seats, 20 Pokeballs.
Oh, wow.
And an incense. And the free avatar item will be a Dia De Los Muertos t-shirt.
Okay, that's all right.
Ian, I want you doing the news, bro. You're actually jokes, bro. And it doesn't end there. Hold on to your seats. 20 Pokeballs.
It really doesn't end there, Coops, because on the
There's more. Is there more?
on the 1st of November, we've got a day that you're going to enjoy. The 1st of November is Go Battle Day.
Oh, fuck off.
Okay, good.
Which gives you 4 times Stardust from wins. So it's a pretty good reward there.
You could just catch 2 Sableye instead.
Done.
Yeah.
It's not an inspiring event, is it? It's Stardust grind.
Hey, I've hyped this up. I've hyped the fuck out of this event.
If that's hyping the fuck up, Ian. No
Coops
wonder
has sold
there's
on
a-
it. Coops has sold on it. The guy that's quit the game sold on it.
You can imagine Ian. You can imagine Ian to one of his exes going, "I've got something really exciting lined up for tonight. We're going to Weatherspoons for dinner." 20 Pokeballs. I love it, Ian. Ian,
It
you're.
wouldn't be Weatherspoons. It would be Miller and Carter go to a nice steakhouse.
I'll take that back. Miller and Carter, you've got me, Ian. Let's do it, mate. Let's do it.
Exactly.
But Ian, to be
It's a
fair,
date.
Yeah,
I'm actually dying.
it's a Stardust grind, though, isn't it? It's 24 hours of big Stardust, isn't it? I mean,
You know what? We
2
look
days.
at every event negatively, but there's something for everyone, and some people might actually enjoy the event.
Listen, all jokes aside, some people genuinely might need a shiny Cubone. So at the end of the day,
It's genuinely true, to be fair.
Mark, stop
You're not
laughing
wrong.
at me. Stop laughing. I'm being serious. I'm being serious.
I still need one shiny mask after how many years?
I need 2. Ian, how do you pronounce the event again? Because I can't remember.
Dia De Los Muertos.
Oh.
And my Spanish might be really bad, but that's how I would think you would pronounce it. That's how I pronounce it.
It's better than how I pronounce it. I was going to pronounce it Dia De Muertos.
Well, to be fair, on the announcement for
Niantic left out a
Pokemon Go,
word.
they didn't put the loss in there, which I think is quite bad, but some people do call it Dia De Muertos, but it doesn't kind of ring right. It should be Dia De Los Muertos, Day of the Dead.
What's that? What's that? I might have to watch on Monday night to celebrate. What's that incredible Disney film? Is it Coco? Oh, I love that film. I might have to watch that on. That's about the Day of the Dead, isn't it? Has anyone seen Coco? No. No. Oh, okay.
No, if we're talking about
Crickets.
amazing films, mate, I've just downloaded the Suicide Squad, so I've got Margot Robbie and Harley Quinn outfit.
Oh, fine.
Well, I thought you were going to say, Ian, actually, don't you remember the beginning of Spectre is in the festival?
Oh,
isn't
yes, that was Day of the Dead, actually. Yeah, that was filmed.
Yeah.
They actually recreated the whole festival there. Cause
Land
they
of the
didn't film it in
Dead
November.
Coops. Coco, Land of the Dead.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
it.
So it's a great film, and Squid Games as well. Don't forget to watch that, boys. But moving
Oh, and
on.
if we're going to talk about things you need to watch, Tiger King Season 2 is going to be on Netflix in the middle of November.
I'll just watch Clarkson's Farm for the 400th time, thanks.
If you've not seen it, Miley, you really need to see Tiger King. It is really strangely addictive.
Ian, unfortunately, bro, I won't have time because I'll be
You'll have been
raiding
evicted from your house because
Kabalion
you've got your boxes back.
and raiding Kabalion.
If you raid it, send me an invite. I still need that horse.
I will. But talking about Kabalion, Milo, mate, we're going to throw you over to the proper thickness. I know that throughout
the proper
November
thickness.
there are a few events.
It's a bit girthy, Milo.
Yeah, I've got the girth here.
You do. But as we go through November, obviously when these special events get announced, we'll talk about it. But Milo, give us the girth of November.
The girth of November, guys. Here we
Tell
go.
us about Vullaby, Milo.
That's a title.
Saying that, it is a thick boy. It really is a thick boy in GBL. It is.
The new research breakthrough for November. We thought that things couldn't get really too much worse with some of the stuff they put in over the last 2 years. No, it's gonna be Vullaby, guys. Honestly, we'll talk about this once I've done the whole announcement. Yep, it's Vullaby, guys. No shiny, no nothing. Of course, you'll get the one remote pass in the one Pokecoin box per week. That's continuing through November, which is fantastic. And now, the juicy section, my game, the raid game. Until November the 5th, we have Darkrai. It's currently in the raid system right now. So, shiny potential, top tier Dark type attacker. Very, very good. Recommend going for it. And then switching over, from November the 5th until November the 16th, it's the Swords of Justice trio. It's Cobalion, Terrakion, and Virizion. All three can be shiny, so that's that. And then after this, we have the November the 16th through to December the 1st. Half of the month, basically, is Cresselia. Obviously has a shiny potential in there. Just worth noting that the Swords of Justice trio, I think it's going to be Terrakion and Virizion's first time learning this charge attack, but they will all know Sacred Sword, which would be a nice charged fighting type move. 3-bar, I believe, in the raid system, and 2-bar, I think, in the PvP system. The Mega Raids, we've obviously got Mega Absol, which is coinciding with Darkrai, so that will be in until November the 5th, and then switching over, so November the 5th through to November the 16th will be Mega Manectric, which we haven't seen for a fair while, to be fair. And then it will switch over the remainder of the month, November the 16th through to December the 1st. Mega Lopunny is back in the raids, guys. Some more, I guess this is a shit on your shovel for you. So the raid hours will be as follows. Obviously, Darkrai will have one more raid hour on November the 3rd, which is fantastic. The November 10th will be the Swords of Justice trio. They're only getting one raid hour, but fret not, Cresselia is getting 2 raid hours, November the 17th and November the 24th.
Because it needs it.
Buckle your fucking seats for that.
Milo, will you be helping stricken lower level trainers to take down Cresselia?
I actually will. I might jump out of the lobby before I do it, but we'll see what happens. Now, Spotlight Hours.
Oh, Milo, good news.
What?
Niantic's new game, Pikmin, is out in the Americas.
Oh, great. Moving on. The first Spotlight Hour of November will be coinciding with the Dia De Los Muertos. Muertos?
Hey, you got it.
Cacnea.
I will just say before you announce these, when I saw these Spotlight Hours, these are horrendous. These are the worst Spotlight Hours we've ever had.
Oh, God. I'd rather sit on a cactus than have this Spotlight Hour inside of me. It's just fucking hell. And just to top the icing on the cake, Cacnea will coincide with Double Catch Candy. So I'm going to recommend you all drop a Meltdown box for that frickin' Spotlight Hour because it's the best option. November the 5th will be Chinchu. Anybody who didn't do Liverpool Safari Zone, I guess this is quite good for you, with 2 times transfer candy. I would say ignore that Spotlight Hour for the bonus, because obviously you've got Shink's Community Day for the extra bonus transfer candy and Candy XL transfers. And then we've got the Gen 4 starters, guys. Woo!
I saw.
November the 16th is going to be Turtwig with Double Dust, so that's good. Double Dust, can't argue with that. November the 23rd, Chimchar with Double Catch XP. Anybody looking to level up, go for it. And then rounding out the month, November the 30th, is Piplup with Double Catch Candy again.
And no hat.
And no hat for anybody. So that is that. We've obviously got a little bit about Shink's Community. We've already addressed that. And the events that are coming up. So Ian has already talked about the Dia De Los Muertos. But we've also got the Festival of Lights, which will be happening from November the 5th through to November the 14th. There's basically no other details surrounding these events, actually. They're just dates and times, which I guess we like.
And what did I say, bro? These will be announced in about an hour's time.
An hour after we finish recording, so we'll cover it next week.
The Festival of Lights will literally be announced by the time I finished editing this bloody thing.
And do you know what? Niantic always used to drop news on a Wednesday or Thursday before we started recording. Now it's always
A Friday.
on a Friday.
But if you notice, sometimes the events have shifted. Like we had a section of time where events started like on the Tuesday morning.
Yes.
Now they're always starting on the Fridays. It's weird how they do it. I think it's different seasons, actually. But
Yeah.
for a little bit of November, obviously anybody who plays the main series games on the Switch, we've got the remakes of the Sinnoh region, Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl Celebration event. That will be in Pokemon GO, celebrating the launch of the Gen 4 remakes / remasters, essentially. And that will run from November the 16th through to November the 21st. That's probably why all the Spotlight Hours are Gen 4. Just perplexes me why there's no freaking shiny Palkia and Dialga. And obviously, the Season of Mischief will close out with an epic event from November the 26th through to November the 29th. Trainers who completed the Misunderstood Mischief Special Research Story will be able to unlock a special research story where trainers will have the opportunity to learn more about Hooper. Stay tuned. That is the cesspool of November, guys.
That is the cesspool, but it's November.
Oh, man, I
Shit!
yeah. It's yeah.
Sorry. Oh dear.
It's fine. I still had the positivity in my mind. But I agree. I mean, every month when they release stuff, I just think really looking forward to what they release each month. And when I read all of this, I said, oh, damn, man, it's another painful and slow November. But sorry, Ian, go on, mate.
No, I was going to say, they might drop a few diamonds in there because there's the Festival of Lights. There's still a couple of events that they haven't actually covered yet.
Yeah.
So what we've seen doesn't look the best, but there's still a glimmer of hope. And we need to cling on to that, guys. We need to cling on to that.
That's the oversight, the overhaul.
Like Coops
really,
with a girl on a night out.
No, but I'm looking forward to the Diamond and Pearl one. I'm looking forward to see what they do for that. I genuinely am.
That could be a good event. That could be a good. Yeah.
Yes.
Starters will be spawning.
Keyword could, Ian. Could. A keyword in there. Yeah.
I don't hold much hope for those things. I'll see what you guys think of this theory, okay? If you look at October was quite a nice balance because we had Giratina altered form, and that's the PvP version of Giratina, isn't it? It's the good in Ultra League and Master League, really. And then we had Darkrai with a new PvP Master League focus move. But both those mons are actually quite good for the raiders, the PvEers like myself, who want to grind for the XL, etc., and get good IV ones. November is solely PvP focused. There's nothing in there at all for anybody who doesn't enjoy PvP. The Swords of Justice trio all getting a PvP move. They're both mostly PvP focused, and then Cresselia, you don't actually want to get XL for it at all. You don't want XL.
No, I agree. It's PvP. Yeah, I agree. Grass Knot.
Actually, I was going to say, why didn't they give it Grass Knot? Why not have Grass Knot on Cresselia in the raids? You know, that would have been something.
Yeah.
But Chinchu, Lantern, I guess it's more of a PvP focused mon, and the Gen 4 starters, they're all hopeless. I think Empoleon might have a place in Ultra League or Great League in some way, but everything's PvP focused. That's why I hate it so much, actually, as a month.
But Milo, just look forward to December because you'll be able to get another Delibird with another costume.
I wouldn't mind, actually, to be fair. I wouldn't mind.
I think I'm really looking forward, especially to next week, because we'll know more about the Festival of Light and the Diamond and Pearl. I think, like you said, there's always a spotlight hours, always the research, always the raid bosses, and for us bang-outs, personally, for all of us, yes, it's definitely underwhelming, for sure.
But you can kind of offset a dead month when you've got a community there like Shinx.
At the end of the month.
At the end of the month.
Yeah.
Sorry, that wasn't sarcastic, Ian, was it?
I wasn't, no. I'm looking forward to Shinx community
It's
day.
nice to see you all, though, frustrated with GBL, with PvP.
No, I do. I hope there's going to be some good stuff for the events that haven't been announced. I want to see some good spawns.
They've done Festival of Light events before, haven't they?
Yes. Yeah.
And they've been
have,
shit, haven't they? So yeah, they'd have to really pull something out of the bag, wouldn't they?
That's the problem. The Dia De Los Muertos event really hasn't set a good...
Milo, how do you think Cubone feels? Seriously, how do you think you're making him feel right?
I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck.
Cubone. Oh, bless Cubone. Where we get
Oh,
to
bless
Mum's
it,
skull.
innit? Yeah, rest in peace, Cubone, bro. For
But
real.
I think for us, and again, I'm going slightly off topic here, October was quite a kind of big month for us because we had the Safari Zone in Liverpool. But bear in mind, this very weekend, there's a Safari Zone in Philadelphia. Then in 2 weeks, there's another one in St. Louis. So November, will be a big month for players in America that can actually do these events.
That's true. Yeah.
That's true, Ian. That's very
That's a
true.
fair point.
So, boys, speaking of all these events, and I know that we've joked in the past, about megas and spotlight hours, and we had the thing earlier about the Candy XL for Community Day. I'm just going to ask, before we move on to Intern and Shinies of the Week to wrap up today's episode, I'm going to ask you a question, and we'll just go around one by one, and you can just say what you think. Now, I watched a Trainer Tips video, shout out to Nick, and he sort of made it was a bit of a joke. He made a comment where he said basically that XL Candy has ruined Pokemon Go, and I thought that's an interesting question, to ask the boys. Now, what I've done is before I want you to answer that question, you can shoot me down if I'm wrong. And I'm being really generous here when I give these statistics, right? But let's talk about legendaries, and let's say with 3 XL candy per catch and 1 when you've transferred a legendary, right? From doing a raid, you're going to get 4 XL. 4 times 74 is 296. That's how much XL you need to max one to level 50. So what I did was, I basically took a bundle of free remote passes and I times them by 25, because you'd have to click buy the bundle 25 times to cover 74 times. And then what I did was I did the 250, the cost of the bundle, times by 25, which comes to 6,250 Pokecoins, right? And 6,250 Pokecoins in the game, you'd have to buy a 5,200 package and a 1,200 package, right? Which is one's 35 quid and one's 9 quid. And like I've said, I've been generous, right? Because that adds to about £44, but I've been generous. So let's say, to max a legendary, right, to level 50, let's say it's going to cost about 50 quid. So I want to ask you guys a question. Has XL Candy ruined Pokemon Go? What's your take on it? Or do you think it's made it better? It's increased the life of the game longer? Like, what's your take on Candy XL before we move on to Intern?
I'll jump in first, and I'll probably go with that. I don't believe it's had a negative impact in the game. Personally, from where I'm standing, it's a personal choice. Again, you can grind as hard as you want and put as many coins into the game as you fancy. If you want to grind, I mean, I've seen people maxing 6 Darkrai or something already, which is freaking mental.
Seen a lot of shundos on Twitter.
Yeah, don't get me started on the Darkrai shit, seriously, but that's a personal choice. And I think it's, even if you're a bang out and you do that instantly, it means you've got a grind, you can do that, and you'd always be chasing the perfection of the Shundo and 6 maxed out Shundos. For people who play it casually and stuff, you know, you can get an XL or 3XL or up to 6XL per raid. It's something to slowly work on and grind on. You know, it's a long game thing. They've had certain improvements to the system, thankfully, from the beginning of the year, where like it used to not give you an XL candy from legendary raids.
Yeah.
Dude,
I mean, fucking hell. When you were saying like 50 quid on average for a legendary to get it to 50.
By the way, did I get that right? Is that about right? That's about right.
It's
right?
about
Yeah,
right. It's about 45 quid or so,
Okay,
something
yeah,
like that.
yeah.
But that's not factoring in either the free, the 3 or
free
4
daily
passes that you get per day or whatever. Or the
To be honest, I thought you were going to go, it's actually 49.80.
not going to be that pedantic. But I don't think it's really had too much of a negative impact in the game. I think it has increased the playability, the lifespan of the grind, essentially, even if you're a hardcore player or a casual, as long as you're above level 40. And I personally believe that it should be the case that you wait to get to level 40. I don't think somebody who's level 10 should be getting Candy XL for something.
Well, they couldn't max the Pokemon to that level.
No,
anyway,
exactly. But I've seen people complain. It's like, oh, I'm level 35, I can't get XL. It's like, well, no, grind to get to level 40, and then you can start unlocking it.
It's like a new character unlock feeling.
Yeah,
As
exactly.
you go through the game, certain features are unlocked as you go through it, aren't there?
Yeah.
Different levels of balls and different features. Yeah.
What I really find irritating is the rare Candy XL and the fact that it doesn't
Well,
exist.
there's no way to get it, is there, except for leveling up? Then you stick with all that.
You get it from leveling up, and then the like sort of 4 or 5 little research stories. Like you have the level 43 challenge, the 45, the 48, the 50 challenge, and you can get like, I don't know, between 1. I think one of them gives you 10. The level 50 challenge gives you 10 at the end of it. But you only earn, over the whole grind from level 41 up to level 50, you can earn like 25, which is enough for 2 power-ups or something stupid. It perplexes me that there's an item in the game that once you hit max level, you can't get it. That fucks me off. If we could get it from raids and stuff, that might nullify the sting, essentially, of if you were grinding for XL through raids for legendaries. If you could obtain rare XL candy, it would bring that total cost of maxing a legendary down.
Could you imagine that? You know, like how you get 9 rare candy. Imagine getting 9 XL candy. Oh, that'd be sick,
I
mate.
wouldn't
That'd
even
be
mind if it
sick.
said, it's a chance you get between 1 and 3. If it was a much lower number, but there's just the chance of actually getting it, because level 50's now nearly been in the game for a whole year. Yeah, we're coming up to nearly having a year of the Go Beyond thing, and you can't get rare XL candy at level 50. That fucks me off. Yeah, that's my take
fair.
on it, personally.
Yeah. Go on then, Marky boy. What's your take on the XL candy? Has it ruined Pokemon Go?
I think from sort of place my part is I think since you could do remote raiding and doing things like that, you don't need Pokemon at level 50. So if you just like doing your raiding and you're not too bothered about maxing Pokemon up, then you could argue I don't think it has ruined the game, because it's a choice. It's a choice I've made that I'm not bothered about maxing things up to level 50. So though it hasn't ruined the game as far as I'm concerned, I understand some people want to do that, and again, that's a personal choice. I can imagine, like Milo's just said, there's a lot of pros for it and why it works quite well, but when will it stop? It'll be 60 soon. It might be 55. This cost of maxing out these legendaries could become higher.
XXXXXXL candy.
You make super candy.
Super candy. So I mean, I
Girthy candy.
Girthy candy, yeah. But I mean, the game's going to progress. I think we'll get to a point where the game will look nothing like it did. Well, to be fair, it can't look like it did when it first came, because you couldn't log into the fucking thing. But I think the point being is the game's going to look very different the further you go down the line with it. And do you know what? I agree with you. It's a joke that you get to level 50 and they give you token gestures of 1XL rare freaking candy. And it's like, they're not that valuable. You're giving them away at the moment. There's like 3 a raid, 4 a raid, 5 a raid. Double them for transferring. Why is a rare one like so hard to get? Or not, you can't get them. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. I don't think it's ruined it. I think the thing I do like is that you can be level 41 and you can max it to level 50 now. I think that's a good thing. So, since you've got to that stage, you don't have to wait till you get to level 50 before you can max it. Because I guess that it would just become redundant. Then people might just lose the will to want to get to level 50. But if they're that keen on doing it, then I guess they'd persevere. But no, hasn't ruined it for me, mate. It's a choice. It's just a choice.
It is a choice, I agree. I don't think it's ruined it, but it doesn't really bother me that much. I kind of in the same ballpark as Mark in that, yes, if I've got the candies, I'll invest them in a good Pokemon, a Hundo or a high IV one. But if I've got the candies, I'll invest them in a Pokemon. If I've not, I'm not certainly not pay to play anymore. Absolutely not. I don't think it's ruined it. I don't think putting level 50 Pokemon in the game was actually necessary. I think that was just something again that they saw an opportunity and did, but I don't think it was certainly necessary. Yeah, not sure on that one. Not sure on that one. It certainly doesn't bother me at all.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with you. And like I said, bless Nick, I think he was only having a bit of banter with the camera, making a little comment, something that I would do.
I mean, to be fair, he's more casual than you are.
Yeah. Well, I don't know at the moment. He is still playing. But yeah, no. And when I saw it, I thought, actually, I like I said, I think it was banter from him. But yeah, I didn't agree, and I'm the same as you guys. I actually think that XL Candy was great, and I think increasing,
I didn't say that.
Making the game. Huh?
I didn't say that it was great.
No. Sorry, but as in for me, mate. Sorry. As in, for me, I think it's great because I think it makes the game better. Everybody wants to power their Pokemon up to above 5,000. It's awesome. It's great. And I think it gave the game a new, something new and something exciting. And it came alongside with the grind to get your avatar to level 50 as well. It all sort of came at the same sort of time. But the negative thing, and I agree with all what you've said, I just think it's expensive. And I don't specifically mean money, because I actually think £45 for one mon is actually quite reasonable when you look at it. If you're doing 75 raids, I actually think that's actually okay. But I mean, it's just expensive. It's just like 296 XL. You've got to walk 700 fucking million miles to get it. You've got to do all of these raids. The Stardust is just unbelievably expensive. It's just like 500,000 to it's just ridiculous. And like the boys have all said, there's no way to obtain extra large candy as an item. There's no way to get it. There's no research tasks. There's no. I mean, it's not even in the shop. If you could buy it, it's just
no.
Don't give them ideas.
I'm joking. No, I know, but I have to agree with you guys. I don't think XL candies ruined the game, but I do think it definitely still to this day needs some adjustments on how we as players require and are able to get XL to max 250. I think when they change that, I think they'll have a really good system. But like Milo said, I just look back to when I did like 30 Groudon and Kyogre raids and got like 2 XL.
Mate, that was so fucking painful earlier this year. Well, they have the whole system, don't they, where you can put a Pokemon's normal candy into its XL candy.
I mean, but even that's expensive. When you look at that, I think when they can change the whole system and not make it so expensive and a bit more enjoyable, I think they'll have something really bloody lovely. But anyway,
sorry, mate. What I will say,
no, go on, mate.
Is where some people might disagree with this, which is where I'm seeing, look at me checking out a little bit of the PvP game on Twitter. Isn't it Ultra League Open Premier Cup or some bollocks at the moment? There's this whole debate. The PvP system is probably hit by the XL Candy problem way more than the PvE scale of things.
Way more.
Big
way
time.
More. Yeah.
It's a case of, people farm Stunfisk XL and stuff like stupidly crazy, and then they've got, the top tier Pokemon for Ultra League no matter what, and somebody who hasn't got XL can't compete, and it's got so bad that Niantic have actually had to make a completely different playing field where XL Candy is banned, and then you've got people going, oh, I've just powered up my best Mon, with XL Candy, and now it's not available for the Open Premier Cup or whatever it is. That's an entirely different ballpark that I don't really understand because I don't PvP, but I can understand people's frustration with the system where if somebody's got an XL Candy Mon, there is nothing you can do except lose.
I mean, it comes down to the defits and the rockers as well, and we should talk about it maybe one day, but like there's people out there that have got, on day 2 of Frillish being released, they had an XL Jellicent, and it's like, that's impossible, and if you look at their character and their avatar, they walk something like, 576,000 fucking kilometers, and you're like, really, bro?
The old rocker front.
The old rocker.
What I will say is I think the XL Candy is quite interesting, certainly for people who potentially don't want to do shitloads of legendary raids. It gives other Pokemon that are lower down the tier a chance to potentially be used. Certainly really good for a Comdaemon. It's a shame they're all PvP focused, but Machop and Roselia, those were great for XL Candy grinds. Those were the first ones of the year, both really good in the raid system. It gives non-legendary Pokemon a bit of a spotlight in a sense that quite easy Pokemon to obtain and power up suddenly are much more easy to get to level 50 than obviously a legendary where you have to spend 45 quid to get the XL Candy or maybe walk it for 600 years. I think that's quite interesting.
No, it is. Got to say, lads, I've enjoyed tonight. It's been good. Some interesting stuff. But I tell you what, lads, some say Niantic interns think that Squid Games is a calamari play pit. It's now time for Ask the Intern.
Ask the intern. We're back with some of the shit show that Niantic love to post on social media. So, to kick us off, guys, at Niantic Help, can you have a look into this? Me nor my friend have special traded today, but it's saying, and not for the first time, that this has happened. For some glitch, maybe? It's poorly written, just to let you know. And it's saying that they've completed a special trade already today, or your friend has completed a special trade today, but they're saying they haven't. And Niantic's really useful response was the following. Hi, trainer. It is possible that your friend or yourself might have completed a special trade for the day, and thus not able to perform one anymore. We hope this clarifies. Let us know if you still have questions.
Fair answer, I guess.
To be fair, we were joking about we've joked about people posting on Twitter and some of the stupid questions. I mean, Niantic have no idea if this person is a blithering idiot or not, so...
I'll say it's definitely 50-50, don't you?
It's a 50-50. Well, I've certainly got to the point where I've forgotten I've done a special trade for the day, and it's like, oh, shit. Next one, at Niantic Help. I've taken snapshots of 3 different Psychic-type Pokemon for a Jirachi questline, and it's not updating my progress. Niantic support have said, hi there. If you've taken snapshots of Psychic-type Pokemon, the task should have progressed. However, share your trainer nickname and DM along with a screen recording, and then we'll try and help you. We've got a lot of... it's funny you've tried that. You should try the same thing again, sort of thing. But the final one for the night is, at Niantic Help. I've been checking to see this timed research in the Today field, but it's not popping up for me. Is there something wrong? Niantic support go, hi there. The Galarian Slowpoke Make Good Timed Research, limited research, was available from October the 20th, but the notification in the app was delayed. Please check if you've completed the special research line and let us know if you have any more questions. So, again, potentially somebody being a blithering idiot with that and not realising it was limited for a week or something.
And that's the way I think this should go, Milo. I think a lot of it is now down to the actual people asking the questions rather than the responses they're getting, wouldn't you say?
We're going to have to shift our focus on it, certainly, aren't we?
To be fair, I'm more shocked that no one said, yours sincerely, Casual.
There were no PvP focus ones in there.
But boys, listen, it's been a really fun one tonight, and obviously my favourite segment, Marky Boy, it's over to you now, fella, for Shinies of the Week.
Shinies of the week.
I love that jingle, Ian. That's one of my favourite ones.
Jingle,
so
guys.
It loves you
so
too.
We've got a few people that have used the hashtag Shinies of the Week. Some people have spelt it IES and some people have spelt it NYS. So just to make sure they got included in it. But Seamus Heffernan says, Incensed podcast, all duplicates, but still a nice haul today whilst listening to the latest episode. And they didn't get 1, they didn't get 2, they didn't get 3, but they got 4 Shinies whilst listening to our latest episode.
Better than any of us.
A shiny Ghastly, 2 shiny Misdreavus, and a shiny Chinchu, which wasn't a Shundo, Ian. So well done there, mate. You're still winning that one.
Don't do Seamus down like that.
Don't do Seamus down like that.
Yeah, Seamus written in before, actually, I think, hasn't
Yes,
he? Yeah.
welcome back to the show. Congrats on the sparkles.
Back to the show.
GG's.
HRH Kaylee has said another sparkly ditto. Thanks. Hashtag Pokemon Go. Hashtag Shinies of the Week.
Nice.
That was casual. Another sparkly ditto.
I like that. And probably another sparkly ditto, which I quick catched. You can imagine it, can't you?
That's how it goes, isn't it?
It's Aniva here. Listening to Incensed podcast, finally catching up, in brackets, laugh out loud, listening to the episode about Fashion Week. I'm that late.
Yeah, hurry up. No, I'm joking.
And as I was about to give up on Darkrai, my last raid, Shiny. And Shiny Darkrai there, which is really, really nice. As you talk about hurrying up, I don't know her name, but we need to mention her. She's been playing catch up with our podcast, listening to us at times 1.8 speed.
Oh, yeah, I
I've
saw
seen
that.
that.
Yes, my friend Kate. Yeah, that's
I've
one of my
seen that.
mates, Kate.
That is
yeah.
brilliant.
Actually, yeah, listening to us on 1.8 times speed is jokes.
That's hilarious. Titu or Taitu Pink Rider.
I thought you said titty then. Sorry.
Titty Tuesday, is that your thing, Coops?
That was before the podcast, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, Titu. Pink Rider. Not as cool as Croydon Pikachu, but I'll take it. Thanks for a great podcast from France. Hashtag Shinies of the Week, and they've got a shiny costume Pikachu, which is pretty cool. Talk about the Croydon Pikachu. I want to thank Debbie Pebble from Australia for her lovely piece of artwork that she commissioned for us with her Croydon Pikachu that was shared on Twitter earlier this week. That was amazing. But yeah, Samuel IP91 got with my second shiny Murkrow. The first one I ever got was traded to me, all whilst listening to the latest Incensed podcast episode, hashtag Shinies of the Week. The final 2, Connor Cook, that CC is mad, said, got this while catching up with the Incensed podcast crew. This is shiny number 3 in 30 raids this wave. Connor got himself a shiny Darkrai as well.
Good stuff.
And then finally, he has a lot of shiny. Look, Mr. Mossum, I think he seems to always get shiny listening to our podcast.
He does.
He's very good. Sneaked in a little sparkly Spinnerack before they left the wild. And my first ever shiny Togepi. Very happy day. And that is hashtag Shinies of the Week at Incensed Podcast. So, yeah, quite a few there, guys.
Shinies of the week.
Oh my god.
And speaking of shinies, boys, I think it was only Mark that's got one tonight. Is that correct? Before I wrap things up?
Yep, nothing over here, Coops.
Nothing here.
Shiny costume Piplup, one that I needed. So very happy with that.
It's fantastic.
Ready, Ian, Milo, after 3, 1, 2, 3. GG's.
Poggers. Big pog.
GG's, my man.
Did you
And
have the
that
game
is-
open, Coops?
No comment. And
Holy dolly.
And that is it. That does finish up tonight's episode of Incensed, a Pokemon Go podcast. Thank you to our Patreon members for being a part of the family. And if you do have time, then please subscribe to the podcast on whichever platform you use, and leave us a review if you can, or a 5-star rating. Please don't be a 1-star.
We'll find you.
Don't forget to catch Mark on Twitter and no one on Instagram at Incensed Podcast. And on that bombshell, we hope you get enough XL candy for Sableye and join us next week for when we return. You get it? Like return? It's a PvP move. Okay, never mind. Bye.
I choose you.